Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here. Welcome to a brand new video. So today we're going to be doing like a progress report on a lot of different projects that I've been working on. And we're going to look a little bit closer here at the 1997 Power of the Force Red 5 X-Wing. And we're going to be talking about a few other things as well. And I'm going to be showing you actually a brand new centerpiece display, kind of like a background display that I did for the Star Wars wall. That'll be at the end of the video. I've had this last week off and I've been really trying to work on a bunch of different projects all at the same time, and just to kind of, again, to give you a progress report on that. You can see here we got most of the Back to the Future rooms all cleaned up. I actually redid the dioramas up there in the corner. If you remember, I had two separate ones on either side, and so I kind of joined those in to make like an L-shaped one, and we'll take a closer look at that when we actually do a Back to the Future room update. But I did that, and I worked on some other things as well. And I wanted to start with the life-size Luke X-Wing figure that I was building. And I want to talk a little bit about that really quickly in the sense of where we got to that. And what I had to do is I had to remove the 1-Up Arcade, the Star Wars 1-Up Arcade that I had spent all that work to make a spot for on the Star Wars wall, and it stayed there for quite a few months. And I remember when I was making the spot for it, before I put it into place, I was like, oh, I could put another life-size figure here. But then of course I had the arcade, so I put that in instead, and I actually really liked it, but the flow just really wasn't working for me all that well. And also too, remember we had to move the Millennium Falcon, which I also didn't have up in the Star Wars room for a while, and I had to figure out a spot for that. Speaking of the Millennium Falcon, did anybody pre-order the new vintage collection one that's coming out? I personally didn't, because one, is really expensive, and two, I already have a Millennium Falcon already. So, but I was thinking about it just for a minute, just because I was like, oh man, that'd be so cool to get another one. But anyways, so the same thing here with this X-Wing. I actually removed that. I actually removed this from the Star Wars wall probably over a good year ago, if not more. And the only reason why I removed it was because just of the size and the wings. It was just taking up too much surface space on the wall. I had too much like gaps in here. And so I ended up removing it, and for exchange I was able to build like 2 or 3 other new displays by removing it. But I've always kept in the back of my head that I really wanted to get this back up somehow. So went ahead this week. I actually moved out the 1-Up Arcade and was able to actually find another spot for it in the Star Wars room, believe it or not. Now, if I would have thought of this last year, I wouldn't have probably rearranged the Star Wars wall, which then I wouldn't have thought up of the life-size Luke or moving the Millennium Falcon or anything else. So it's kind of weird on how the progression of stuff leads you, you get to one spot and it leads you to another. And I'm really kind of glad on where I am right now with everything. So I found a new spot for that, and we'll actually look at that as well. It's going to be a whole new project to do. Probably won't get to it till probably the end of the year, if not the first of next year, but we will take a look at that. So I started with this because once I removed the 1-Up Arcade, there was a lot of space on the wall, and even though I'm going to be putting the Luke there, I wanted to have something behind it. So, and also too, I wanted to keep the lighting, which actually I switched out as well. But then I thought, well, hey, you know what? Maybe this will fit. And sure enough, it did. This is such a cool vehicle, with all the different sounds. Now, again, I did modifications to this. Let's let that talk for a second. I did modifications. I did a new paint job on it, and then I removed the X-Wing pilot, or Luke, from the cockpit because I wanted to actually just to have a vehicle display. So I redid all that inside. So if you do get one of these, it looks pretty much like this. You just have to do a little bit of a repaint, and if you chose to take out the little figure inside, you kind of have to take things apart. But I did a video for that, so if you look for it on my channel, I'm sure it's on there somewhere. So anyway, so that's what we're going to be looking at next. is this actually up on the wall and what I came up with. And also too, something new, let's see if I can just move this over. I made this. And you'll see this up on the Star Wars wall too. Now what it is, I have no idea. It's obviously like a rock formation of some kind. Once I re-added the lights and everything else, I wanted to hide any cords or anything that I have related to the Star Wars wall, because I don't like cords. And so I made this to hide where all the cords go so that you can't see them. And what this is this is packing foam. This is a kind of packing foam that I think it comes in like a bag, and then you activate the foam inside of it, and then you stick it in a box, and then it kind of foams around the item that you're gonna ship. And actually I had a couple of these that came with something I purchased a long time ago, and so I just kept it thinking, well, maybe someday I can use that for something, and well, this was the day. Again, this is what it looks like on the other side. It's like this packing foam stuff. It's really easy to tear. See, you can see right here where I had to combine two pieces. I just hot glued them together. But in the front, you can't really see where they're jointed at all. Which actually, this gives me another idea for the Millennium Falcon. Because remember, I have that up on the wall. And that one, I haven't decided on the diorama part of it, if I was going to do like a Tatooine shelf or something else. And now, seeing this, I think I'm gonna do a Kessel Run theme, because I can put this all around the Millennium Falcon and it's like it's going on the Kessel Run. So a lot of great stuff came out of just getting the 1UP Arcade, which now I have another place to put that, and now we got the Luke, and I was able to reintroduce the X-Wing, and we moved the Millennium Falcon over. And so I guess with what I'm saying is like, if you have collections, hey, you know, play around with them every once in a while. You might be able to come out with something new, something to be like really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up in the other room, and then we're going to take a look at this up on the wall, and I'm going to show you everything I did. And I'm even going to show you again where I put the 1UP Arcade, because that's, I don't know where I came up with it. Just I was like, where do I put this thing? So anyways, let me go ahead and pause the camera. We'll get everything set up and we'll be right back. All right, so here's that display. Now, understand the lighting is, you know, with the camera, it's kind of blurring some of the stuff out, but you can see there, that's the piece, the rock formation down below that's hiding where the cords come down. And we added the X-Wing, and then we have the Death Star that's lit up as well. Again, it's because of the shadowing in the camera, you're not going to see the detail as much. And then obviously it goes into my favorite diorama piece, which is Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader, Luke. So this will kind of be hidden a little bit by the figure, which we're going to take a look at it in just a moment. But I wanted to have something behind him. I didn't want to have just a blank wall. So I really like how that came out. I really like the lighting. I wish there was a way I could do the camera where it wasn't all like blurred out, but it does look really cool in person. And then for the 1UP Arcade, I'm going to show you what I did. Now also too, I finished up a lot of these shelves for the Death Star, the different levels. And then I went ahead and added back our Palpatine box office poster. And then I actually did the other lightsaber holders, because you know I did that review on Count Dooku last week. So I do have a Darth Vader in where the Palpatine lightsaber hopefully will be coming out at the end of this year, will go on this wall. But now on to where the 1UP Arcade is. Ta-da! Actually, I'm putting it in the closet, and no, that poster won't be staying. Now this is already lit up. I mean, not lit up. It's already, I already have power for it. And with this closet here, there's so much possibility of maybe painting it black on the inside and then doing some lighting that makes it look like stars. I can add my TIE Fighter vehicles, put some helmets in here, and really get, you know, like immersed in playing the game. So that's what I came up with, and then it just, obviously I would turn it off, but it just closed back up and it's out of the way, but it's there if you want to play it. So other stuff that we're going to be working on as well, we're going to be doing that Kessel Run diorama for the Han Solo as well, and getting Kylo back in. I actually did some lighting this week as well, and hopefully I'll be able to show that to you by the end of this coming week. And now I'm going to just pause the camera one more time, and I'm going to put up the Luke figure just to kind of show you where he's going to go, and then we'll wrap up the video. Okay, so this is just preliminary. I'm still actually working on the figure. I just wanted to show you where he was going and the light effect. Again, the camera is going to kind of blur out, you know, because of the lighting straight on, but see where he's going to go. And you'll still be able to see it. I mean, if you're in person, you'll be able to see the back X-Wing and everything. There it is. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And tune back in. See what I do with this figure. See how I trick them out, and see if we can get them looking really good for the presentation of the Star Wars wall. Alright, hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you real soon.